Hello friends, welcome to another installment of recipes I want my kids to remember. Today will be a quick one. We're going to do a basic drop biscuit. In my cookbook, I write it down as ultimate biscuit. This recipe works well if you're having a biscuit as a side or to go with all the breakfast items or even dinner items, or if you need to soak it up. It doesn't work quite so well for if you want to make it into a sandwich, such as a breakfast sandwich. In order to make a biscuit that works well as a sandwich, in my opinion, I discovered it needs buttermilk. This recipe here uses regular milk. That's why I'm saying it's best as just a basic eating biscuit, not one to turn into a sandwich. All right, let's get started. Here are the ingredients you will need to make the biscuits. You'll need some salt, flour, milk, baking powder, butter, and that's it. We need to preheat our oven to 375 degrees. I used a silver bowl because I thought it might work better visually, but it might be glary. But, you know, I thought with all the light colored ingredients, the metal bowl would work best. First, I'm going to put 2 cups of all-purpose flour. Next, I will add in a tablespoon of baking powder and 3/4 teaspoon of salt. Give those ingredients a stir. This is so simple, you guys. I promise this is super, super simple. Next, I'm going to grate in 5 tablespoons of butter. Okay, and you can use the spoon or you can use your hands to get that all incorporated in. I'm gonna use my spoon for now. Seems to be working fairly well. And now we're gonna add milk in. It's 3/4 cup of milk, and if you end up needing more, you can add a little more in. If you ended up if that was too much, then you can add a little bit of flour. I think I might need a touch more of milk. 1 tablespoon more milk. I don't think you need to change the measurements. You know, just sometimes the flour and the milk ratio is just a little bit different. Depends how you measure your flour out that day. I guess ideally it should always be done the same way, but real life, my friends, can't always be done the same way every time. So this is the texture I'm looking for. It's still wet. I was going to say moist, but I know some people don't like that word, but when it comes to food, I mean, that's what it is. You definitely don't want a dry biscuit. This is a wetter biscuit. It helps. I think that's maybe what helps with the flavor of it. I don't know, but we love it. All right, so let me get that on the baking sheet. I'm going to go ahead and grease this cookie sheet, and then we'll get the biscuits on. I just used a little bit of shortening. You can use whatever you want. On occasion, I have forgotten to grease it all together, and they've come out just fine. It would just be a little more work to get them off the baking sheet. Okay, so the easiest thing I find to do is to grab a scoop out and then use your hand to put it on the baking sheet. And you can make these as big or as small as you want. That is entirely up to you. Sometimes I stretch this out to be 12 small. Sometimes we do 6 large. I think we'll try to go kind of in between. Take some off of this one and make 8 today. If I didn't mention before, one of the things that we really like about these biscuits is that they're, you know, kind of messy on top. They're not smooth. They're not exact shaped or anything like that. They're rough. And when they bake in the oven, they get nice crispy peaks and ridges and stuff like that. And we really like that. Okay, so when I bake these, I do not put butter or anything on top because that's just the way we prefer it without the butter. But alternatively, you can bake these and then when they come out, brush them with some melted butter. But I'm going to get these in the oven and they are going to bake at 375 degrees for about 12 to 14 minutes. Alrighty, biscuits are all finished. I ended up putting them in for another 2 minutes. So I did a total of 14 minutes with this size of biscuit at 375. Here they are all on the plate. So I'm going to open one up so you can see the inside. It's nice and flaky. It's still steaming. But this is the biscuit that we love. So hope you love it too.